Hey, what's up guys, Jasper here and welcome back to another Digimon video. First video of 2023. Happy New Year everybody. But yeah, featuring two decks I haven't featured in a while.
Digital gate open.
He really wanted me to keep that in. Anyway, on the left we have Jasper playing Beelstarmon, which I guess I did feature not super long ago. But on the right we have my good friend Mathijs, who has been out of the game for a while but is back now, and he's playing Minervamon. Yeah, I think this deck is super fun to watch, super fun to play, so I definitely think it's cool to feature it on the channel. Again, yeah, I definitely think just watching this play out, I think it's really, it's hard to play, but it's really rewarding when you do so. So, as most purple decks are, I feel, to be honest. And, like, not showing any shade to Beelstarmon, but Beelstar is probably not one of those decks necessarily. But I definitely think, like, Minervamon and Minervamon are both pretty rewarding and cool decks. Anyway, we see both players here start with a little stack building up into Icemon, even though Mathijs does have the Exodia stack with Gabumon as well, where Jasper didn't. He had Gazimon. However, Jasper already did get triple Fly Bullet in the trash, so that is quite nice. We see Mathijs setting up his trash a little bit here as well. Sadly, can't really tell what's going on in his trash because of the angle, which is a little bit of a shame. But it is what it is. And he also has the actual Icemon here, so not the scatter mode, but the regular one, which is, that card is at 1 for a reason. Very strong, he does get to already drop it here. Even though I think it is like a pretty skillful card since it is at 1, and you might really want to make use of it when you, when you have to, basically. And I'm not sure if in this particular situation he really had to drop it. Especially since there was no actual follow-up, like going into Cerberusmon or anything like that. But he does set up another Icemon. And then we see Revival from Darkness actually being hit in the security here, which is a super important card. In the Minervaloop deck, it's basically the card that facilitates the entire loop, or one of the cards. And like when you have multiples of them and you get to resolve all of them, that's basically when you start, instantly winning the game. We see the Icemon actually get popped here by the Deathclaw. And then Kyoshio being played down so that the Beelstar player won't be able to memory choked anymore after this. And, later in the game it will also help him get even more cards to the hand, when level 5 or higher Digimon attacks, I'm pretty sure. And we do some luck on Jasper's side as well, since the Icemon here not only has jamming, but also hits into the Omnimon Zwarte Feet, which is definitely a very powerful card, just all the time, right? Calling from Darkness being put down here as well, so Mathijs being quite strong at drawing those one-offs. And yeah, actually now thinking about it, it kind of seems fair that he actually played out the regular Icemon, since if he already had Calling from Darkness, he was probably, anticipating he was gonna do this play anyway to add it back, so it didn't really feel like a waste to play it down. And here, yeah, he's going to go into the Cerberusmon and play the Werewolfmon. Or the Wheel of Mode, I should say. Draw 2, discard 1, and then potentially, if he wants to, he also has Rush with the Werewolf mode. But I can also imagine him wanting to set up Minervamon here, but he doesn't. He's actually just going to swing. I guess if he wants to, he can now go into Minervamon anyway. Well, I'm not sure if that was the line he was going for. Apparently it is. Kind of makes me curious what his plan was if the Werewolf mode didn't survive the check. Since, the odds of the Werewolf mode dying to security against Beelstarmon are pretty decent. Dobermon being evolved here, hitting into Analog Youth. And the Analog Youth can add either Psychemon or DefX, and he's going to add DefX to his hand. Which is interesting, since Psychemon is pretty much like a win condition against Beelstarmon, but he does already have one in Raising, right? So, alright, and Omnimon Sword is going to swing here, and then a little bit late, but Jasper is going to tap the Kyoshio to draw a card. Leaving Mathijs with just 1 security, and then he also has the Calling, which is definitely nice because he now gets to pop the Minerva with the Omnimon Sword. However, in return, that does mean the Minervamon is now going to trigger to get back a level 5 or lower purple Digimon, I'm pretty sure. Or Minervamon, I think. Of course, that's not like an actual possibility, but I think that's one of the effects of the card. But yeah, he's going to get back the Cerberusmon, the regular one. And then, yeah, I think both the security, or not security, the Floodgate rookies that both the players are playing are really good against both the matchups. Like Psychemon is really good against Beelstar, and Gazimon is really good against the Minervamon deck. So we're going to see how Mathijs is going to deal with it. First, he's going to evolve into Beelstar. Then he's going to attack security, hits the missed memory boost. Psychemon is also going to attack. And now I assume... Okay, yeah, so he's going to do Deathclaw, delete the Minerva. Then he's going to use Analog Youth to gain back the memory, so it stays his turn, and then the Minervamon is going to get back the Cerberusmon Werewolf mode, which has Rush to attack for game. So very well played there. Deathclaw really coming in clutch, because if he didn't have access to the Deathclaw, it honestly could have gotten quite tricky, because he couldn't have done the Revival from Darkness play. I mean, he could have done it, right, but he wouldn't have gained the 9 memory that you gain from the Werewolf mode, so yeah. Alright, starting off strong. It makes sense that Jasper makes Mathijs start, since, you know, sometimes Beelstar can definitely struggle with consistency, so having more memory to potentially a hard play like a level 4 is definitely, you know, is definitely nice. Mathijs pretty strong start, going to Psychemon, then playing Analog Youth. And Jasper now just going to evolve into his own Gabumon. And judging by the time it takes him to do this play, I expect he doesn't actually have Icemon Scatter mode. He doesn't. He just has the Impmon, which he usually would use to get back the Beelstar. But in this case, he's just going to discard a card, basically to set up the trash a little bit for Beelstar later in the game. And we see Psychemon move out and go into Icemon to Memory Choke Jasper to 1. Galmon going to move out, going to Valmon, which is definitely pretty good here, because if Mathijs wants to swing with the Ice one out to get leaded, he won't be able to do the damage, because, you know, Valmon can just block it. And I think that's probably why Mathijs opts to just go into Cerberusmon here, instead of trying to swing, which is definitely fair enough. It's also nice in combination with the Analog Youth. Since this Cerberusmon does get deleted, then he can tap the Analog Youth to gain an additional memory. And that's exactly what's going to happen here, actually. And that means that Mathijs will also be able to do the draw to discard 1, I'm pretty sure. I don't think Gamon was in the stack, I think it was just another Psychemon. Yeah, going to draw for turn here. He does have access to a lot of memory now, and I really think that the use of the Fly Bullet here kind of signals that Jasper doesn't really have a lot going on here. Which definitely happens, right? We're playing a no mulligan format, so... definitely rough. I definitely think it's quite scary to play either of those decks in this form, to be honest. Especially Beelstar. Minervamon, you know, plays some more rookies, has the Analog Youths and stuff. You can potentially even play out the Cerberusmon if you really have to. Hit another Analog Youth there. Gabumon, Minervamon, or Icemon. He's going to get the other Minerva, which is definitely fair enough, because once you start looping, it's nice to have access to more Minervamon. Jasper just swinging with the rookies here, probably hoping to trigger that Demi-Mera, but, you know, no cigar. And he's actually going to opt to swing with the Valmon here, hit into the Luchamon. And, okay, he's going to trigger the Gamon here, and the Demi-Mera as well. But now, I think Mathijs has the Werewolf mode set up in his trash as well, so if he does have the Revival from Darkness... yeah, crazy stuff is definitely going to happen now. But we'll see. First going to go Jax Ray to gain 1 memory. Then back for Revenge, which is a very interesting card. I think it's a one-off in the list. But it's definitely very strong. Like, at first I wasn't really convinced how good the card is. But after playing some games against the deck, I can definitely see the merit of it. So now he's going to swing with Minervamon. It's into Kiyoshiro. And I expect he has the Revive from Darkness, right? So now the back for Revenge is going to be able to play out the Minerva. He's going to get 2 memory from the Analog Youth, and he's going to be able to play out the Cerberusmon with the Revive from Darkness, and then play out Werewolf mode with Minervamon, delete the Cerberusmon, and gain 9 memory. So in total, it's basically like a +5, but then since he has the Analog Youth as well, it's another +2, so it's like a net +7 memory play here, which is absolutely insane. And then the Minervamon also comes back because of the back for Revenge. So this definitely sets up the Minervamon deck for what it wants to do. And Mathijs also being very lucky here that the Werewolf mode keeps surviving when doing the checks. And he also has the Lilithmon here. That card's so good in this deck as well. Actually gets back double Jax rate, so... that probably means he does have access to another Reviver from Darkness already. Oh no, he can't add it back anyway, right? I think he needs to add back. I'm not sure. Yeah, he already has to Thrive from Darkness. Going to delete the Minervamon, then gain the memory from Lilithloop, and then yeah, do the wolf plays again. Going to swing again with the werewolf mode. This time it's going to get leaded to the Beelstarmon insecurity. But Mathijs does have access to, is it 10 memory? I think so. He has 10 memory now to do plays. Going to hard play Kinkaku promote there, swing into Nailbone. So that's quite good to hit because exactly it can bring back the Valmon, and it definitely looked like Mathijs was trying to go for game here. That's insane, right? Like, when this deck pops off, it's just so cool. Doing a little thinker what he wants to delete, but yeah, he's going to delete the promote, bring back the Cerberusmon, play Jax Raids, then call it. This is absolutely insanity. That's what I said. It's so fun to watch his deck play out, right? Gets the werewolf mode and Lilithmon. Going to swing. Deathclaw doesn't do anything here. And he also has like 25 cards in trash, so each Jack Raid will gain him 2 memory as well. I'm curious if he will somehow be able to pull off 2 more checks here, but we'll see. Lilithmon add back Revive and Jack Raid. Yeah. So now if you place a Jack Raid, he will gain 4 memory. Yeah, so that's what we see happen. Going to the Devimon there and the raising. So probably not going for game then, I think. There's probably just no way to do 2 more checks. Would have been kind of crazy if you could have. And then he just evolves into Dev Xmon. And, you know, just would go to 3 anyway because of Kyoshiro. And now... yeah, I wonder if we'll see like a Beelstar comeback. He has 6 cards in the trash for the Beelstarmon. So even if he does play Beelstarmon, it's going to end his turn anyway. Yeah, I really don't see any win condition here, to be honest, for Beelstar. Because even if he does get rid of the Dev X, right, then the Devimon is just going to attack for game next turn anyway. So, yeah, I think this should probably be it. Yeah. So Beelstar is just going to Kokaitis the Dev X, but then the Devimon is going to be able to just swing for game, right? Go to any number of memory is relevant. And yeah, that's the game. Very cool showcase from Minerva. GG.